So to the grid then for race 3 at round 1 of the Missed Apex iRacing F3 Championship from Hockenheim. It is Taro Tylers on reverse grid pole ahead of Adrian Clark. And then the second row of the grid, our victory contenders for this one are going to be the platinum driver Luca Harrison and the gold driver Gregoire Gomez, who was leading the feature race when his PC crashed and he had to withdraw from the race. Alexandros Marevkani on his Missed Apex debut is going to be starting on the third row of the grid alongside Alex McBride, the reigning silver class champion, who's been very fast so far this weekend. Peter Shilcock, Matt Trumpets, and John Cox. And Jose O'Donnell completes the top 10. Then we have Ishmael Basso, Stephen Williams, Tim Ellis, and James Braid. And then Bradley Philpott starting from 15th. The final championship race of the night. We have all 5 lights on, and we are green now. Away they go. Taro Tylers leads the field away. Gomez already trying to draw up alongside, but Harrison is the one making moves around the outside into the first corner and upside down. Harrison is out straight away. That is not what he needed to do at all. Harrison with a great launch out of the box, but straight away it's identical to what happened to Felipe Massa at that corner a few years ago, upside down and all. So this is great news for Gregoire Gomez, who's in second place, and his main competition is out. All he's got to do now is hunt down Taro Tylers, who leads by almost 1 second as they head down the Parabolica for the first time in this race. Alex McBride up into third place as well. Then it's Alexandros Marevkani on his debut in fourth place. Then comes John Cox in the silver car, just making a move up on the inside there of Peter Shilcock into the hairpin. Ellis Philpott rising up through the field. He's in 8th place already. Now Danny Henny, I think in the back of shot there was in strife. I think Danny Henny facing backwards into the hairpin. He's tumbling down the timing screen. And I definitely think he's been caught up in an incident there. So more drama for the reigning champion. But up at the front of the field, Taro Tylers leads by just half a second to Gomez. All the thrills and drama we were expecting of the night, they're all coming true. And here we see Gomez closing up on Taro Tylers through the stadium section for the first time. And it's another 11-lap race for him to try and close through. Gomez has been the fastest driver so far today, was leading the feature race from pole position comfortably, had Philpott covered off in terms of pace when he was running in second, and a PC crash denied him his first feature race victory. But now Gomez has got the bit between his teeth, trying to recover some points here and closing right up under braking for the lead of the race. Out of turn 3 they come. Down the Parabolica once again. I think Gomez is not going to waste any time making up places here. Gomez, the Cambridgeshire-based Frenchman, taking the lead of the race now. Down the inside, Taro Tylers not fighting at the silver class driver, trying to focus on his own battles. And down the inside, Gomez goes a little lock up, but he's through. Tylers thought about trying to get the run on him. He's still in the slipstream. He might still fight this one, but for Gomez, he's through into the lead of the race, and I think he's going to try and check out from here. The next one that Tyler's got to worry about is Alex McBride, who has been in fine form so far tonight. He's in third place and closing down. Meanwhile, Brad Philpott got himself up into 6th place already, so he's made up 2 places from when we last looked at his position. He's storming up through the field, and what looks like a healthy car this time may well find himself on the podium. He's got John Cox, another silver class driver, right in front of him. He was 11th in the championship last season, was Cox, and Philpott looking to take his second podium of the night. Kyle Power a couple of places back as well. He's in 9th place at the moment. So I think he managed to avoid the dramas at the hairpin on the opening lap. But at the moment, Power not really in a position to take 3 podiums out of 3 because he's down in 9th place and only got 11 laps to try and get the job done. Greg Gomez, so that's the fastest lap of the race in the lead of the race, by the way. His lead gap up to 1 second now ahead of Taro Tylers. And McBride right with him now for second place as well. McBride could be going for the lead for second place. Down the inside as we see Philpott making up a move as well. McBride goes through into second. Philpott goes through into 5th place as well. It's an action spot hairpin at the moment. All the moves happening down there. and just try and get a look and see where Henny has emerged in all of this, because I'm very confident I saw him facing backwards into the hairpin on the opening lap, and I cannot see him on the timing. I think I've just about found him in 37th place. There he is, and it doesn't look like he's got any obvious damage on that car, but after the penalty in the feature race and now this, I think we can confidently say that this is going to be his drop score round 4 for the season. So further up the order, Philpott now into 4th place, as we saw him. He made that move on Cox and into 4th place. And he's got a clear line of sight of 2.8 seconds to Taro Tylus on the last spot on the podium, and 7 laps to try and close him down, which I think is going to be a very easy hunt as well. Tim Ellis, the next man to line up. John Cox here in the queue down the Parabolica. Tim Ellis been somewhat anonymous so far today, but of course a multiple race winner in this championship, a title contender against Danny Henny as well. And I'm just getting confused because there's a back marker. Actually, it's Luca Harrison between Ellis and now Power, who's just made a move on Shilcock for 7th place. So he's the next man in this queue. Harrison runs off the circuit there, maybe in sympathy, and Ellis there making the move there on John Cox as well. So he's up into 5th place now, and Harrison has to sort of form back into the queue between Cox and Power. And safe to say, Spanner's doing another cracking job. He's up in 9th place. That'll be 3 top 10 finishes for him in a row at this rate. Leading James Braid there, and Callum McIntyre in 11th place there. We see in the 201 car in this queue, just ahead of Colin Ward. Just missed out on the podium in that last race, did Ward, but McIntyre on the recovery after that contact, well, the moment he had that led to contact with Tim Ellis. So actually, yeah, Tim Ellis on the recovery as well with that feature race moment. So for him to be up in 5th place at the moment is doing a brilliant job, and McIntyre coming back through the field in 11th as well. This looks like to be the closest gaggle of cars at the moment, as Ward trying to line up a move here on McIntyre. Ward in the classic Rothmans Williams car down the inside, and McIntyre can't do anything about it. Got very, very close to rubbing wheels there at on the exit of the corner, but Ward's through and into 11th place. McIntyre trying to get a run back at him down the outside into the next left-hander, but nothing he can do. Ward's got him covered off. A little lock up there though, so that invite McIntyre to draw alongside once again. No, Ward over the curb though. He's got to be careful there, and that allows McIntyre to go straight back through. So all the hard work there done by Colin Ward to gain that place, he's got to do it all over again. Oh dear, we've got a contact there down at the Sachs curve. That's John Cox, who's just been eliminated from a good position there. He was riding up inside the top 6, so that's a few free places gained there. I don't think anyone from the top managed to get caught up in that, and they just about got away with it. And that promotes this battle now to 9th place, 8th place if we're including James Braid there as well. And Stephen Williams joining this fight as well behind Colin Ward in the pink car as well. And then we see Trumpets in the gold car just in the back of shot there. He's trying to get involved in that as well. And I think that moment there where they passed the John Cox incident really separated this field out. But here comes Williams trying to get past Colin Ward. A lap ago it was Ward making the moves down there, and now he's at the risk of being overtaken, and Williams going right round the outside. That is a classic Stephen Williams manoeuvre. Brilliant stuff from him in his new pink livery, changing from the Aston Martin colours of last season. But Ward's coming back at him, under-braking into turn 8 and clobbering the curb there, but Williams got it all covered up, and he goes into 10th place. Bradley Philpott, meanwhile, we've been watching all that in 4th place, been closing up on the podium positions. So he started in 15th place, made his way up into 4th, and is now looking at the back of our reverse grid pole sitter, Taro Tylus, who is currently the silver class leader. Actually, we've got 2 golds leading the way, followed by a silver, and then a platinum in the form of Bradley Philpott. So talk about mixing up the classes here. This is what we love about the reverse grid format. On board with Philpott now. Lap 7 of 11, and this should be a fairly simple manoeuvre for Philpott down into the hairpin at turn 6. He's within 4 tenths. I'm told that's the slipstreaming window, so he'll be right with Tylus as they go into the hairpin. You see that steering wheel for Philpott much straighter than it was in the previous race, and Philpott down the inside he goes, a dart towards the apex there, and Tylus, well, I was going to say he wasn't fighting it, but he's got the run out of the corner. He's not taking a dive bomb manoeuvre like that from Philpott, although backing out of it now is Tylus, and he settles into 4th place. Probably a wise move there. Of all the people to pick a fight with, Philpott is not the one I would want to be picking a fight with. So he's into the podium placings now, is our feature race winner with 4 laps to go and 3.8 seconds to Alex McBride in 2nd place. I think that is about as good as it's going to get for Philpott, although don't count him out. He has been, if Gomez has been the fastest driver, then Philpott's been a close 2nd. Kyle Power in 6th place, running on his own now at the moment as he's gapping spanners, but he's got 3.5 seconds back to Tim Ellis in 5th place, so not coming through the field quite as rapidly as he was in the first reverse grid race, but still in 6th place and a good haul of points there. But I think Philpott bagging a podium and the feature race win will just about put him in the lead of the championship coming out of this one. Obviously that's just some quick mental maths I'm doing there, but a win, a podium and a top 6 finish is certainly a very impressive points haul. Another impressive points haul is one coming from this man, Richard Spanner's ready. His first weekend as a platinum driver, and he's not doing himself a disservice at all. Been running inside the top 10 all day and running a great pace. Stephen Williams not through with making some action here. He's on the back of James Braid now for what is 8th place. And James Braid already showing a good turn of pace in the Silver Class Championship. Oh no! What have I said? He's gone round right as I said that. I think he managed to gather it up just about, but allowed Stephen Williams to go through. So sorry, James Braid, that was the clearest case of the commentator's curse. We always get 1 per season. Hopefully that's it. But Stephen Williams goes through into 8th place. Meanwhile, Tim Ellis in 5th, closed right up onto Taro Tylus. This is another fastest lap of the race from Gregoire Gomez. His lead up to 3.2 seconds. Riding on board with Ellis now as he hunts down Taro Tylus for 4th place, all over the curbing on the exit of the Nord curve. And down into turn 1, not making the moves there. Not been a popular overtaking places turn 2, I think, as they know that it's going to be difficult to keep the place. I think that's John Cox just running off on the grass there. Obviously a lap down now after his incident in the Sachs curve earlier on. But here comes Tim Ellis. That classic blue and yellow livery, now running that number 4 from being 4th in the championship last season. Down the inside he goes. No arguments from Taro Tylus. And that's another place gained for Tim Ellis. Tim Ellis, who joined us at the karting event at Ello Park, if you remember, and just as quick in a go-kart as he is on iRacing as well. And actually, his overalls are the same colour as his livery, made him very easy to spot. So Gregoire Gomez about to start the penultimate lap of the race, coming through that stadium section. We'll come out of the final corner and start lap 10 of 11, and it may only be a sprint race win and worth the 36 points rather than the 60 that he rightly deserved, but this will be a small crumb of comfort as he sets yet another fastest lap of the race, a 1:31.1. it'll be a small crumb of comfort for him after a very disappointing bit of bad luck. There's no other word for it. This man's been the benchmark all week. In the practice races, he's been right up there, making a few mistakes, and I did start to wonder, are we just going to see the same Gregoire Gomez who was brilliantly fast last season but just kept making mistakes and not meeting his potential? Well, he has shut the critics down today. 1.5 laps between him and another victory in the F3 Cup. His third it will be. The feature race win still eluding him, but if he continues to show the pace that he has had today, I'm sure that is going to come very, very soon. Gomez getting a little bit of competition for that fastest lap now as Alexander Dobbelsberger sets the pace, but he's down in 20th place, I believe. So, oh no, down in 35th actually. So, doesn't have to worry about that too much. And, Alex McBride on course for his second ever podium. His last one came at the last race at Spa in, I believe it was race 3, when he won the Silver Class Championship, now in gold, and doing a cracking job in that championship. And then we see the beautiful Scottish flag on the side of his car. Bradley Philpott on course to complete the podium. He's second after the feature race victory as well. Might still be a place to be gained for Kyle Power. He's 9/10 behind Tero Tylers in 6th place, but final lap of the race, and I think he might just be running out of time there to break into the top 5. And there you see the gap that he's got to try and close down. Might well try and do it into the final sector, but I don't think there's going to be any places realistically gained there for Power. He's not one who goes for lunges. He is much more calculated than that. But here is our race leader, 3.4 seconds in the lead to Alex McBride. And after such a disappointing failure in the feature race, a hardware failure for him, it's a small bit of redemption for Gregoire Gomez, the Cambridgeshire-based Frenchman who comes through the final 2 corners now. Out of the final corner, and Gregoire Gomez takes his first victory of the season in the sprint race. And very much proving the critics wrong. Alex McBride sliding across the line, and rightly so, 2nd place for him. A cracking job. Bradley Philpott completes the podium. There we see Tero Tylers just about hanging on to 5th place by a couple of tenths of a second ahead of Kyle Power there. And let's talk to our race winner. Greg, we brought you into the commentary booth. I mean, that's got to be some crumb of comfort, that victory.
Yeah, I was terrified the entire race that my PC would crash again, basically. That was my only fear, but it didn't, so that's great. Drove well. Seemed like there was a big incident in turn 1 that made it easier for me, but yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been a bit of a relief to see Harrison, your main competitor in this race, taken out of the running straight away.
Yeah, actually, that happened to me twice in the practices this week, so I took it super easy and managed to avoid it. So, I mean, I don't think it was relief, but, you know, once I was P1 and it seemed like Alex wasn't catching me, I was just hoping that my PC would survive, and it did.
Yeah, well, look, it's safe to say you've been the fastest man today, and I think if you're this fast everywhere, then you haven't got to worry too much about the feature race victory finally coming.
Yeah, I hope it'll be the same everywhere else, for sure.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you at the next one, Greg. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, Chris.
Let's just run through the results then for the Sprint race 2, the third and final championship race of the night. Gregoire Gomez takes the victory. Alex McBride and Brandon Philpott on the podium. Tim Ellis takes 4th place, and Tero Tylus from reverse grid pole, 5th place in the end, and a cracking job for the silver driver who took the class win. Kyle Power and Richard Spanners Ready, his 3rd consecutive top 10 finish. Then Stephen Williams, Colin Ward, and James Braid in the top 10. Another great drive from him. Matt Trumpet's just missing out on the top 10 there, with Luke Power recovering up to 12th place. Peter Shilcock, Callum McIntyre, Frick Smith, and Sean Smith in 15th and 16th. Richard Aycock and Lucas Raskovitz didn't quite manage to come up through the field, and then Danny Henney recovering to 19th place after drama at the hairpin, and then Mark Greenhow completes the top 20. And that is all the championship action for the night. There we see Luca Harrison, confirmation there, running well down the order after that start incident, and Alex Van Gien as well, unfortunately, for him. But from Hockenheim, that is all the action, and what a start to Season 6. And I can absolutely foresee another fantastic championship battle. We will see you on the 29th of October for Round 2 at Silverstone.